What's up, everyone? I am Ernest Dove of the Dove Report. I wanted to make a new kind of possible positive video on some New York Mets prospects. I've been talking about it for some weeks, and even from the whole start of the season so far in the first half, there's been a lot of struggling throughout the entire farm system. But I wanted to at least kind of highlight what's been going on a positive level since June. Some of these numbers are going to be for all of June. Some others, I'm going to go even smaller sample size in recent weeks of certain players, bats and arms, starting to turn it around. I want to begin with the guy I've been talking about a lot online lately, the outfielder Nick Morabito. Now, I know a lot of you feel a certain way about Nick Morabito because the extreme small sample size in the MLB call-up, he basically struck out every at-bat, so everybody was losing hope. Obviously, a lot to work on still with that form of bat-to-ball skills and K rate, even in the minor leagues. But for the month of June, 24-game span played in AAA in June, he's slashing 304, 390, 478, and had an 868 June OPS. He also, at this point, like a couple of other prospects I will mention, Nick Morabito already has his pro career high in a season in home runs. And he's already done it before the end of the first half of the minor league season. Looks like something that's been a trend for the Mets since Stearns took over. Some of those themes could be more doubles, more home runs, more doing damage approach for the hitting approach, which I've mentioned certain concerns. But a guy like this, again, K rate's high, power's high. This is an adjustment period for a lot of these hitters, including Nick Morabito, who is now hot. As we move up my top 30 rankings where I was ranking these guys, the reliever, Saul Garcia. I've been hyping him for a couple of years now. He's been struggling, especially when he was at a AAA level. He's back down in AA. Over a 9-game span for the reliever in AA in the month of June, 1.74 ERA, 10 1/3 innings, only 6 hits, 15 Ks in 10 1/3. What's the ongoing concern for Saul Garcia? 10 1/3 innings, 6 walks. The walk rate is still high. I'm thinking that continues to be the reason why Saul Garcia is not all the way up in Syracuse, not even all the way up in the majors by now, is because of the command. One of the guys who's been struggling from day one, April and May, even into June, the super utility prospect, Jonathan Enriquez, is finally starting to possibly put it together. I'm not giving all June numbers. I'm going only over the last 7 games. Only the last 7 games, he's hitting 364. So he's a guy who's finally turning it on after struggling for the first 2 months plus. This is the super utility guy who looks like he's played 5 positions this season already in the first half, infield and outfield. Curious to see going forward how many positions he'll continue to play, what kind of effect or impact it may have on his hitting. But thankfully, the hitting itself is starting to come around for Enriquez at the Brooklyn High A level. Going down, more younger guys, look like Brooklyn overall is starting to have guys on their roster picking it up at the same time. Now I'm talking about the young 20-year-old Diverson Gutierrez. He has been terrible in Brooklyn. Began the season, even as a 19, 20-year-old, they pushed him to high A to start the season. He had an OPS under 600 in both April and May. Now, all of a sudden, June is completed. During the month of June, the young Gutierrez slashed 269, 337, 449 with a 786 OPS. These are not super high numbers, but again, he was under 600. He was under 500 for a month OPS. So for June to be 786, things are looking better. Also, his best ratio of the season in a month, 8 walks to 10 Ks in June. So everything was kind of balancing out more, possibly now adjusting to this higher level for him, along with, again, being a catcher and all the catcher responsibilities. Now, one of the younger arms in the Mets system that should be getting more publicity than pretty much almost anyone at this point, the lefty, Daviel Hurtado. The 21-year-old in June made 5 starts, 2.03 ERA, 26 2/3 innings. Check this out. 4 walks in 26 and 2/3 innings, 26 strikeouts. He has a 0.56 whip over these 5 starts in June because of that low walk rate. This is fantastic news for any pitcher in the Mets organization, but a young lefty who throws 95 plus, to be going with that type of walk rate looks fantastic. He could be one of the guys we start talking about for the next level of stuff. I'm still excited about Zach Thornton, Jonathan Santucci. I think this lefty is like the next man up. Even into next season, he's going to get a lot of hype. One of the older guys, older by about, he's 24 years old, a reliever I've been talking about, and I had him ranked in my system, my list, which seemed kind of weird, but Ben Simon, the 95-plus kind of reliever, is now at AAA again. And in the month of June, 8 appearances, 2.45 ERA, 11 innings, only 9 hits, 3 walks, not bad in 11 innings, only 7 Ks. So his walk rate is okay. The K rate is a little low for any reliever, especially in today's baseball. Obviously something to keep an eye on, but I think Ben Simon is a guy, depending on roster construction post August 1st, he could possibly be a guy who gets called up, in my opinion. Then there comes who could be the kind of comeback player of the month, maybe even end up being one of the top players now in the Mets farm system for the season. Maybe I'm exaggerating, overhyping, but Mitch Voit. Mitch Voit had a really good June, possibly the best of any of the top prospects, bats or arms. For the month, 21 games span in June, he hit .305 with a .426 on base percentage, .476 slugging, a .902 OPS. What's even more impressive, 13 walks, 13 Ks, 12 stolen bases. For the month, he almost had as many stolen bases as Ks. That's how well he's doing. A couple more guys I wanted to name. This is going to be a smaller kind of sample size of sorts, but Chris Suero, another one of those guys who've been struggling the entire season, April and May, at the AA level. All of a sudden, hopefully, signs of breaking out. In the month of June, again, not eye-popping numbers, but it's important. 250 with a .368 on base percentage, 500 slugging, 868 OPS. He has, by the way, 11 home runs in 63 games. He is on pace. Last season was his highest in doubles and home runs for his pro career in a season. Looks like he's going to break his doubles and home run records for a season here in 2026. Obviously, again, with a guy like Nick Morabito as well, Suero more known for his power, especially from last year. These are some of the adjustments the guys are making. The other pitcher to mention, the guy, Jonathan Santucci. Obviously one of the older prospects as far as AA, AAA level guys. He's still in AA. During the month of June, 5 starts, 2.86 ERA. 22 innings, only 16 hits allowed in 22 innings, 25 strikeouts, more than 9 per 9. What's the issue? 13 walks in 22 innings. Could that be the ongoing flaw for a guy like Jonathan Santucci, who I believe throws harder than a David Peterson? So speaking future-wise, he throws harder than Peterson. He throws harder than Zach Thornton. But can he get that label? Can Santucci still have the label of being turned into a pen arm because of the command issues and the ability to throw 95, even 97 plus, even higher perhaps as a pen arm? That's something to discuss at a later time. But again, overall, I've shared my thoughts on the structure, the system, how things are not going well. I need to start hyping some of the guys being highlighted that might be turning it around. Is this a process that we should continue to follow? You guys let me know. And also let me know in the comments prospects I left out that you really like, that are doing really well in June or even in the last couple of weeks. Let me know, guys. Thank you.